welcome back to my channel, and I know that I've been gone for quite some time, and so I apologize for that, but I am back and I am ready to journal. And so I'm just going to go through some of the products that I'm going to be using. I have the sticker sheet from the Basics line from Dayspring and Illustrated Faith, pair of scissors, my date stamp, Illustrated Faith pens in blue and black. I have a wonderful squirt bottle that I'm going to try and do with a new technique that I've never tried before with actual Neocolor crayons, the water-soluble crayons. And so the colors that I have here are light blue, cobalt blue, turquoise green, and ultramarine. And so these are the colors I'm going to use, and I'm going to use just a regular plastic bag with them. I pulled some washi tape in case I wanted to use that. And then my absolute favorite, some pieces from the Print and Pray shop. And this is from Brave Little Tailor and her set. I forget the name of it, but it is in the Print and Pray shop. And I have printed them on clear sticker paper. And it is the Avery 8665. It comes like this. You can get them on Amazon. You can also get them at Staples, but it's just the full sheet labels. And so I printed them on there, and so then everything will be nice and clear onto the page. And then if I bring any other products into the video, I will be sure to give you a description, and let's go ahead and get started. Enjoy. So as I said, I am trying a new technique today, and I actually like how the end product worked out, but it did take a couple of tries, so you will see that process through the whole thing. So right now I'm just marking off my verse in Matthew chapter 8, verse 23 through 27. And it's just talking about having strong faith and obeying, and it just really spoke to my heart. And so that is what I decided to journal, and it went perfectly with Brave Little Tailor's set, and I just could not wait to get my hands on it. And so I'm going to use this little boat. It has the same sentiment that is in the verse. It has that same sentiment written on the sails, which is super adorable. It's just talking about how even the winds and the waves and the sea obey him. And so that just really spoke to me, because if they can obey him, so can we. And so that's kind of the verse that I'm journaling. And so now is starting my new process. So I'm taking that Ziploc baggie that I showed you guys, and I'm just taking my Neocolors and just scribbling them on the Ziploc baggie. I spritz it with some water, and then I just kind of blend it with my flat paintbrush. And I think I got a little bit too much water. I tried this with a couple of colors, but you'll see when I go and flip it onto the page that it ends up looking just a little bit too watery and not enough pigment. But I do end up fixing that, and I actually do really like the way that the end product came out. And so if you've never done ink smooshing before, you just want to get some water, and then definitely be careful when you flip it. As you can see, for me, it did get a little bit on that tab behind the verse. And so then I've just moved my Bible mat over to that side. But just be mindful that you are working with water and paper, so it can get a little messy, but that's something that I wanted to try for today. So I'm just drying it with my heat tool, and you can see that it's kind of just that clear watercolor. And I start to go into panic mode, and then I just trust him and have faith, and I just enjoy the process. I had done this before with markers, and I've also done it with watercolors, but I had never done it with Neocolors, and so I thought the pigment would be a little bit brighter. So I was a little disappointed at first, and then I thought, well, I could just use the Ziploc baggie as like a palette, and so that's kind of what you see me doing now. And then I just kind of smush the excess onto my page, and I just keep adding layer and layer, and eventually it gets me the look that I want, which is fantastic. It really gives the look of being on the ocean and the water, and it is kind of crazy. It's a storm that's going on. I do this kind of over and over again with the different colors. Again, those Neocolors that I used were the colors of turquoise green and cobalt blue, ultramarine, and light blue. And I think my favorite one out of them was the cobalt blue. It was the really, really rich blue that ended up, I think, really making the page turn out the way that I wanted it to. And all of those colors matched really well with this set. So if you're looking to try a new technique and use Brave Little Tailor's set, those could definitely be a nice little investment for you. And now I'm just getting my boat and the waves situated, and I kind of messed up on this part as well. And so I wanted the boat to look like it was floating in the water, and so I wanted the water to kind of be see-through underneath, and I shouldn't have put the water down first. I should have put the boat down first. And so what I did is I cut the boat in half. I separated the boat with the mast and with the sails, and then with the bottom part of the boat, and I'm putting the bottom part onto a piece of paper, so then it will be white behind it and it won't be see-through anymore, and it'll just be like a paper piece. And I'm gonna stick that down on the water, and then I'm going to put the boat back together with the mast and the sails. So I end up looking at that and thinking, oh my gosh, now I have to lift up these waves and try and put the bottom of the boat into the water. It actually turned out pretty good. I was pretty pleased with how the paper peeled off. Usually it is such a pain, but because it was just a small piece that I was trying to flip up, it wasn't that bad. And I just put some tape on the bottom of the paper piece, and then I reattached the sails and the mast, and it looked really cute. If anyone has been part of the Illustrated Faith community for more than 10 minutes, you know about this clear sticker paper and how awesome it is, and how we love to just put it behind there because I can still read the words underneath those sails, and that's just what's so wonderful. And now I'm going to use the Illustrated Faith stickers, as I mentioned in the preview of the video, and I'm just spelling out the sentiment, have faith. And so I do kind of fast forward through this and cut this out because I literally just stick the stickers on the page in the pink color and then in the blue color, just to kind of bring those colors together. And I just line it up with the edge of my page. I do end up using a couple of hearts from the Homespun Alpha that you see here. I'm just going to use a little blue one and a little pink one and just kind of use it as a punctuation to my little title up at the top. And at this point, I decide I need a little bit more pink. So I have the have in pink and then the little flag and the heart. And so I decide to add a washi cross, a pink one with my two blue ones, and then that kind of ties it all together. And then I also just refer back to Brave Little Tailor's set, and she has a beautiful floral that I decide to cut out and make a little cluster at the top of my page, and I really like the way that it turned out. I actually used the little knots that she has in the set. I used that. I did the same thing that I did with the bottom of the boat. I put it on just blank paper, so then it was not clear anymore and it was more of a paper piece. So what I did is I stick that knot on that and I just cut around it, and that ends up being my tab for the page, which I love to tab all of my pages. As you guys know, it just kind of, even when you look at a closed Bible, you can just see the wonderful work that God has been doing. And I just think that that is so, so important. And I love this little trick of putting sticker paper on white cardstock or white printer paper, because then you can either have it as a clear sticker or you can have it as a paper piece. And so I always just print my stuff on clear sticker paper. I don't get them printed at an office supply store or anything like that, but I do just print them from home. I'm layering that on top of some washi tape, and then I reach for my word fetty that is actually quite a mess because I've had this sheet for so long and they're starting to come apart. And so I I end up putting remember this and then amen at the top. And then underneath my title, I take the teal believer and I put that underneath my have faith. I do a little outlining and my journaling. And then, of course, you got to put the date. I'm using Stays On ink lately just because it is a permanent ink. And so, especially since this page had watercolor on it, I didn't want my inks to bleed. And so that's why I chose this ink instead of a pigment ink. But you're welcome to try any kind. Just beware that it could bleed through or have your ink run. And so I'm just journaling right now. I wrote, Father, help me obey your wishes and be faithful. Amen. And as I finish up my journaling, that's going to do it for this page. I'm going to leave you guys with some close-ups. I hope you guys enjoyed, and definitely put your prayer requests down in the comments. I would love to be praying for you. And absolutely follow me on Instagram at @rowrites, and subscribe to my channel so you can be notified when I post a new video. I will try my very best to get more and more out there for you guys. But until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.